Hello. Uh, I'm fine.
Hello. I'm fine.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What do you think were the most important uh, inventions of the last 20 years? Working pairs discuss the following inventions. Which of them are more important and which are least important?
Mobile phones is a very important invention. It helps us to speak with our relatives, friends, even if we walk.
I think it may be great in the past, but not now. I don't use it. Yeah. I think it's very important because we can use internet, work anywhere we want.
Music pairs are important, but it is less important for me. Yeah. Yes, it's interesting sometimes, but a lot of people become addicted to it. Oh no.
I think it's the most important invention because we can do lots of things, communicate, study, do shopping, and I
Nike?
can't. Uh, I think the word internet made up of two words. Yeah. Okay, internet is an abbreviation from interconnected network.
When, where, and why was it invited? I think that it was invited in 20th century in America and for help people in science. Read lists of activities below. Today you can do everything listed below using the internet. Read this list and tell what of these do you usually do in the internet. Okay.
Send email messages. I do it every day.
Discuss various topics like sports or music in forums. No, don't.
Visit beautiful websites with lots of pictures. Maybe sometime.
Watch films. Yes, I do it very often.
Listen to the music. I do it.
Talk to a friend using Skype, ICQ, or iChat. I do, but I do it in yes, ICQ. Yes, yes.
And the next one is write simple text messages to your friends in other countries. Maybe not a lot, but
download films and music. Yes, I do.
Get simple text information about events that happen in your city and in the world. Oh yeah. Yes. Yes.
Read online versions of newspapers and magazines. Yes, I do, but not very often.
Send your friends files. Yes, I use it.
Buy things online? No, I don't.
Imagine that you are living not in 2009, but in 20 years before. It is now the year 1989. You are? Yes.
Personal computer is already invented and used widely, but few people involved know anything about the internet. You turn on the TV and hear that technological revolution is going on. What is going on? What revolution? Yes, I think.
Hi. No?
There's a revolution going on in rec rooms, offices, and classrooms around the world. A revolution in which 15 million people are taking part. They're sharing scientific data, arguing philosophy, or passing on cooking tips and gossip, night and day through a computer network called Internet. For about $200 a year, they log on to personal computers connected to phone lines and communicate across cultures and continents. Bill Cameron has this report on the growing phenomenon of Internet.
For years they've been saying these things would change the world, would mature from adding machines and typewriters to tools of the human spirit. Now, maybe it's coming true because of Internet. Internet is a growing grid of independent computer networks interlaced. It's evolved from a U.S. military bulletin board in the 1970s to a worldwide computer switchboard.
Internet is a growing grid of...
You need a computer and a phone, and suddenly you're part of a new mesh of people, programs, archives, ideas. Playwright and Internet enthusiast John Allen says it feels a bit like everyday human fellowship, but it's bigger and more precise.
You can walk into a bar and decide that you want to have a conversation about football today, because we're just at a football game, and there might be 2 or 3 people who want to talk about football in the bar, but it'd be very difficult to find them. In this world, there's a table with a big sign on it saying football, and there's about 150 or 1,000 jocks from all around the world who want to talk about football. So you sit down, you say, what do you think of the Raiders? And 500 people answer.
Answer you through local switchboards like CRS in Toronto. CRS started as a local message exchange. Now it's a channel to Internet as well, and scrambling to plug in more lines and controllers. It's tapped a yearning to connect, to talk with the world about art, music, sex, guitar construction, conservative politics, grief. John Allen says it's a modulated anarchy.
There's an interesting kind of restraint that you find. I mean, there's not a lot of cursing or swearing. There's not a lot of personal cuts. There's not a lot of put-downs that one would expect to find. There's not, there's not screenfuls of, go to hell. It's just surprising. So the kind of liberation is mixed. It's interesting because one would think if you're anonymous, you do anything you want. But people have in a group, have their own sense of community and what we can do. The thing though, that I'm always left with when I leave is this overwhelming desire for people to be rooted. And the only way they feel rooted is through another person. And if this is the way that the only way maybe that they can talk to somebody, this is how they'll do it.
The electronic scream means you're connected to anywhere, to anyone riding the same internet circuit from Turkey, Greenland, Peru, or Nova Scotia. So you put out a general question, and you wait. Computer communication is not much like most human communication. There's no body language, no intonation, no...
Yes.
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 Yes. What kind of revolution is going on? They talking about the internet. Yes. That's it.
How did the internet start? In the beginning, the internet was used for military purposes. In USA. And now it's used for yes, that for science, military, and for people.
What could you do using the internet? Yes. 20 years ago, we could send small messages, read small topics, but very, very small.
Work in pairs. Look at the list for activities and tell if you could or couldn't do this or that activity in the internet 20 years ago. Send email messages. Yes, we could.
Discuss version topics like various topics like sports or music in forums. We can't do it. We could do it.
Visit beautiful websites with a lot of pictures. No, I think we couldn't. Yes. Powerful, yes.
Watch films. I think we couldn't do it because we hadn't more power.
Listen to the music. No, we couldn't.
Talk to your friends using Skype, ICQ, or iChat. No, we couldn't.
Write simple text messages to your friends in another country. Yes, we could.
Download films and music. No, we couldn't.
Get simple text information about events that happen in the city and in the world. Yes, we could.
Read online version of newspapers and magazines. I think we couldn't do. Yeah.
Send your friends files. I think we couldn't.
Buy things online. We couldn't do it.
Aaron. 20 years ago, you could only send simple messages to your friends using the internet.
Nowadays, people can send big files using the internet.
Technological progress has made possible watch films online on the internet. Progress? Yes. Watching online films.
Now you can easily communicate in the internet more easily. No.
It was impossible to watch films or listen to music.
2 decades ago, people could not even think of doing their shopping. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. In my opinion, the internet has many advantages. Some of them are education, communication, shopping, and leisure time. Let us look now at first one. The first point is education. We can study by internet. Yes. And the next one is communication. We can communicate with our relatives, friends in other countries by internet. And that's because of the internet. And
Yes, I agree with Lena, but it is on the one hand. Yes. Okay.
And yes, and the last one is shopping. We can do our shopping by internet anywhere we want. It's at work, at home, and anywhere. And to sum up, it can be said that the internet is great and the most important invention.
Yes. The internet has disadvantages too. First of all, viruses and financial crimes, such as stealing money from your bank card when you buy some things online. Then, despite huge efforts in the form of antivirus, versions to protect computers, the internet is still vulnerable to attacks from hackers and criminals. Yes, and if you come to surf the net, you will definitely come across a great amount of spam or junk mail, which is absolutely unuseful. No, that's all.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Okay, thank you, bye.